Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
Remember, the quiet ones always have the darkest secrets. It's time to uncover them on Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski, featuring former prosecutor and defense attorney Eric Faddis.
Let's talk about Diddy's mom and the letter that came out through Diddy's attorneys, which that in itself I found to be a bit interesting, that it came through his attorneys and not through her own legal counsel of some sort. In it, I think the biggest thing that she says, other than give him his time in court, is it's a public lynching. What is up with this statement? Why did the mom feel the need to make this statement right now? I'm wondering if the mom even really did make the statement, or if this is something that the Diddy PR team came up with and said, "You're saying this, mom." It's kind of sad. Nobody's coming to your defense. You're literally you're walking your mom out there on stage with your attorneys to make some statement about what a good boy you are. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it was a complete misfire. Look, hey, I completely understand a mom wanting to be protective of their son and make a statement publicly to that effect. But it certainly did not strike the right tone for most folks. And, how much credibility do we want to give like a suspect's mother who's saying like he's a good dude? I just don't know that it really gets Diddy any traction. And there are also some statements in there about like some of Diddy's lies and stuff like that could actually be used against him. So overall, I just thought it was a complete misfire.
And that's the scary part right now. He has some pretty, high profile, very well experienced attorneys on his team. What do you think happened behind the scenes there to get this thing issued through his attorneys? This wasn't like an Instagram video that he posts and then the attorneys are like, pull that down. It came through the office. I mean, ultimately, he is their client. Do you think this is something that the office said, hey, this is a good idea, let's do this? Or is this a Diddy said, you're going to do this because I'm paying you thing?
Yeah, I mean, coming through Diddy's attorneys gives the impression to some folks that it's kind of contrived, that this was sort of put together for some sort of strategic purpose, as opposed to the mom just coming out and sort of voicing her views independently. And so, with having the legal team behind it, it just seems a bit, some people might interpret that as trying to pull the wool over their eyes and maybe in not the most artful way.
Yeah, it was a bizarre move, I thought. Wondering what else we're going to see here in the coming weeks or months. We're going to see his kids coming out and making some sort of statements. I mean, obviously, they are facing their own line of possible charges as well and civil allegations. Right now, I would think the best bet for anyone in the Diddy immediate circle, would it be just to shut up and stay silent at this moment in time?
My take is that they've got to do something. They've got to, the narrative is so overwhelmingly negative in the public consciousness regarding Diddy that they've got to do some things to counterbalance that. And they are. One thing they did recently was accuse the FBI of leaking the Cassie video.
Yeah.
And to try to kind of suggest that, hey, the FBI is being heavy-handed and treating them improperly. And so I think they're kind of grasping at straws for whatever they can do to add some kind of balance to this public narrative.
It seems that the narrative that Diddy thinks the public will accept, or what's being pushed out there, at least by his legal counsel, is not grounded in the reality that the rest of us live in. Simply by, to argue that somehow the FBI leaked out that video to CNN as a way to garner sympathy, which is insane. I mean, feel bad for me, the abuser who's beating this woman, stomping on her head, pulling her down a hotel hallway, chucking a lamp at her. Oh, the FBI's got it out for me. They're trying to sway your opinion on me by releasing that video. On what planet does that garner sympathy?
Yeah, it doesn't land that way for me, certainly. But I think it's sort of part of this campaign that the Diddy folks had been on for a while, which is to show that the government has engaged in misconduct. They sort of said that there was this military presentation during the raids that was inappropriate. The children were handcuffed. The government was heavy-handed. This is another example of that. But, the example they're using is a video of him beating the heck out of a woman.
That's where it doesn't make any sense. And yes, they did go in a military, so they didn't know what the hell to expect. They knew he was heavily armed at his place. They didn't know who was all in there. And if you look at the video, they handle it like they would handle any other major raid. Yes, the sons were brought out, handcuffed, hands above their head, and walked out of the property. No matter who was in there, they would have done that. No matter who it is they're going after, they would have done that. To say it was heavy-handed, I thought was, a bit, they're going to look for sympathy no matter what. Clearly, if they're trying to garner sympathy out of a video where he's literally beating a woman, it baffles the mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I think what they're going to try to do is really make this anything but the facts. Let's make it about governmental misconduct. Let's make it about, Diddy being railroaded because he's a rich, powerful dude. Let's make it about anything except for what these accusers are saying and the evidence that they're claiming backs up their representation.
Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
You're in the thick of a true crime saga, every detail sinking in. And then, wham, a commercial about something you couldn't care less about. It's like being served a microwaved dinner at a 5-star restaurant. But it doesn't have to be this way. Go for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. With True Crime Today Premium Plus, you get uninterrupted, ad-free episodes, extended interviews that dig even deeper into the muck, and early access so you can brag to your friends. It's like ordering the secret menu at a crime buffet. So, search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, and savor every twisted detail without interruption.